I want to ask a couple of kind of processy lessons learned questions. And one of these came from, again, another newsletter, we'll link to it, called The Highs and Lows of Creating Baronfig. But you talk about one of the challenges. And, the biggest challenge is handling the poles of a dozen directions in a given moment. There's always something that can be created or improved or fixed. It feels a bit like whack-a-mole. This past week, I've worked on things as large as the future of the company and as small as adjusting a font size on our website by updating a line of code. And the question I wanted to ask was, I think any founder can relate to that poles in a dozen directions and that whack-a-mole reality. Do you have a system or filter for deciding what mole to whack and what mole to leave?
We do, actually. Great question. Ever since we started the company, I've posed a challenge to the team. So you're familiar with Pareto's law, or the 80-20 principle that's often referred to? So for anyone out there that's not, it essentially says 80% of your results comes from 20% of your efforts. So I hypothesized, posed a challenge to my co-founder at the time. I said, what if we just do the 20% and just not do the other 80% that only gives that little final chunk? And so we've operated on that since. We've oscillated between being really good at it and being not so good at it. Sometimes we can get caught up, for sure. But when I am in a place where there's a lot to be done, this is the first thing I think about. Where the 80-20 and what's the biggest return. And also, a question I ask myself more and more is, should I be doing this? Should I be doing this? And it's hard because when you start a company or when you start anything, you have had to do so much. You're familiar with this, I'm sure. And so you end up accidentally having a lot of skills that can be used at any given time to achieve certain things that the company needs. And so you kind of get, if you're not careful, you can really be defaulted to. And that's the challenge I'm facing right now, which is what I wrote in that newsletter, is I need to stop playing whack-a-mole so much. And really, it's been 10 years. I think it's time to make a bit of a dramatic shift in how I approach.
Yeah. It's time to close the whack-a-mole chapter.
Yeah, it really is.
But I do like, it feels like they're the tangible thing, or at least what I'm hearing from that is kind of the two lenses or filters are, is this part of the 20 or is this part of the 80? It's filter number one. And then filter number two is, should I be doing this? Or should this be somebody else on the team? Which I think is a really powerful question to ask.